Hey guys, GNT here, and today we're talking about Shinchou Yuusha again, and with this episode, it starts right up where the last one left off, and that was basically all those knights and whatnot showing up at the cave, and they wanted him to go and handle another one of these demon lord subordinates. There we go. So what happened was he got there, right? He's like, let's do some reconnaissance. And they're like a bunch of demon flies, like giant flies. It's really weird for an it's not that weird for an enemy type in a fantasy setting. But you know, usually you'd see different stuff. But with this, it's flies. So he's watching as the flies are swooping down and grabbing soldiers and dropping them and whatnot. And the freaking general's like, what's his name? Beelzebub or something like that? Because at first I thought they were going with like Beelzebub, but they kind of just cut off the Z-E in the middle. Beelzebub. So that in itself is hilarious. But he's basically saying, hey man, y'all bring that hero through here and I'll stop dropping people. It's that simple. But until then, I'm gonna keep killing. Anywho, see you guys later. And he was out. And then, you know, it's this freaking hero, SEIYA. He walks out the forest, and Rosalie, I believe is her name. She's like their captain or whatnot, and the daughter of the war master. And she seems to be a moron because she was telling these dudes who just saw these guys get dropped, know they can't win a fight, and are tired, to get up so we can fight some more. And it was like, what's this? You an idiot? And then you get to the whole quote-unquote strategy meeting, and SEIYA's like, yeah, we don't need this strategy meeting. And she was like, see? And he was like, no, you're not understanding. I mean, this strategy meeting is stupid. This is pointless. I'ma go train. He didn't say I was gonna go train, but he said I'm leaving, never to come back again. But he said he's going to train, right? And he told him it'd take 3 days, and Rista was sitting there telling him, you know, 3 days is like an hour in the divine realm and whatnot. So they were like, oh, okay. And then good old Rosalie, she didn't want to have it. She wants to fight now. And she's upset that he didn't show up and try to save her men from being dropped. Which, let's be honest, SEIYA probably is strong enough to stop them right now. But in his mind, you know, gotta be careful. Gotta train up. I'll be back in 3 days. It's my usual cycle. Every time I see something stupid, I go train for 3 days. I'll be back. And here's where the episode really picked up for me. She's so upset that he didn't help them that she runs up and tries to slap him, and he uses his pimp hand. First he used the left to slap away her pimp hand. Well, her hand was not pimping, so I take that back. He uses his left pimp hand to slap away her weak hand and brings out the right one. Wow! Oh, it was glorious. The face that was made when she got slapped was, oh, it was amazing. And then Rista said something that, I don't know if it's a Funimation thing or if that was actually what they said, because you know how Funimation is with their junk. You know, and it is what it is. We all know how it is now. She was saying, how exactly did she say it? I'm trying to get the exact words. She's like, is there no sense of feminism here or something like that? The point is, feminism was thrown in there, and I don't know if it was actually part of the conversation or not, or if it was just inserted, you know? And she was like, what, are you from the 1930s? And I'm like, I don't know if there's like some Japanese joke there that they couldn't figure out a good translation for, so they just made up their own thing there or not. And that's the biggest issue with not speaking the language of something that you're watching. So I don't exactly know if that matches or not, so it kind of threw me off. But anywho, with the whole claim of feminism thing, guess what? She wanted, the feminism, the whole thing is, she wants the equal rights, so you give her the equal lefts. It's like, you don't use the violence on women, but you just said feminism. Feminism means equal, or at least that's what they say it's supposed to be. So he equally defended himself and hit her with them slaps. And I mean, he was going in. He had her face swole. Let me see. Yes, there it is. And she says there's no shred of feminism in this age. And I'm like, well, duh. Unlike in the modern age, these people are treating women equally. So yeah, there's no trace of feminism. He went in. Oh, I loved it. I loved it so much. He just, wow. And I said, well, the thing is, what's the phrase? Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. That's what happened here. She started it. She hit him. She came up there, and he had his headphones on. He was listening to Michael Jackson, and like, you want to be starting something? You got to be starting something. She was starting something, so he finished it. What's the problem here? I see none. SEIYA is the truest hero of our time. We need more men like him in this world. No joke, we seriously do. Like, he's the realest. He was speaking his mind. He was like, hey, check this out. Because she was talking about how he didn't save her people. He was like, hey, you didn't save your people. You didn't have a strategy, and you sent them out there to be killed. That's your bad. And they're looking at him like, hey, you shouldn't say that. What, the truth? We supposed to be sugarcoating things, man? Wait. We're fighting demons. Why are we sugarcoating things? To make her feel better so she can go out here and get more people killed. I know what it is. He was real. He was real. He is the best hero ever. He is now my favorite hero. He is the best character in any anime of a person brought to another world. Next to dang Kazuma from Konosuba. That's another good guy. He's like, hey, I'm a true feminist. I'll drop kick any woman. That's why I love Kazuma. He's real. Oh goodness. Now SEIYA has joined that short list of people that are doing the real thing. Doing the real jobs out here. But anywho, after that true show of realistic feminism, because let's just be honest, if dudes didn't hold back when women came up to do stuff, that's how it would turn out. She wanted to slap, he was like, retaliation slap. Oh goodness, that's real life. Real life. Anywho, after that, we hit the second half of the episode where they go back to the goddess realm for, the training and whatnot. And he's like, well, we need guns. Lots of guns. And, Rista was like, hey, there aren't guns in that world, so we can't bring guns to that world. Basically is what I interpreted what she was saying as, because they didn't make it quite clear. But that's what I'm assuming she meant. Like, there's no guns there, so we can't bring guns. And he was like, well, then we need some bows. Let's do some archery junk. You got somebody for that? She's like, yes, the goddess Metis. And goodness, it's like every time they introduce a new goddess, she's hotter than the last one. It is what it is. That's how this is. Oh, escalating. Each time they bring out a new goddess, she's hotter than the last one and slightly crazier. Because Metis is out there in the forest at the end of the episode, and she's licking this apple. I was like, oh. Then she bit the apple. They zoomed in on her lips, and my goodness, those things were amazing looking. Like, those lips look more delicious than that apple she bit into. But anywho, they put some work into those. Yeah, so She seems like she might also be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, oh man, it's crazy. Anywho, SEIYA goes up there to learn the archery, and he has freaking Elalu teach him how to do the flame arrow. And she was like, oh, you can't just teach that. This is hard work and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, first you got to you've got to visualize. Goodness, I don't know what I was going to say. Envision is what I was about to say. But you got to visualize the bow. And then he was like, oh, like this? Whoop. And ruin Elalu's day. Because, I mean, let's be honest. We've seen him do crazier things. Why was she so upset there, you know? I was like, whoop, whoop. I'm pull this arrow out. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Ruin her day. But anywho, that made the goddess more interested. And clearly, because here was the thing. She was like, if you can't learn the magic bow, I could train you in something else. And Rista was like, something else? You know, all question marky. And immediately when she said that, I was like, oh. It's that type of goddess. Clearly she means sex. Clearly, that's what she's going for. And I was like, oh, well, why not learn both? Oh, man. So, he starts learning his bow junk and whatnot. And Rista and Elalu and Mash, they're going around in the goddess realm. They're just chilling out and whatnot. And Mash is like, I want to become stronger. And then freaking, goodness, I can't remember that dude's name. The buff guy who was SEIYA's punching bag. Trainer. Goodness, I can't think of it. Whatever, who cares? He doesn't matter anyway. He showed up. He was like, oh no, that means that hero's here too. Adanella. I believe was her name. He was saying how crazy she got after he left and how she's just talking about how she's gonna kill him. He said, I thought she was rapping for a second there, man. She's quite crazy. She's constantly mumbling the same thing over and over. And, you know, it's like, oh, well, I get it. She did seem kind of miffed when they left. And seeing as how time flows differently in the goddess realm, it's been a ton of time there. So, she's had plenty of time to get crazy while they were doing their whole dragon adventure in the regular world. So, oh goodness, it was hilarious. Then Rista went there to talk to her, and on the wall she had kill everywhere. And then Rista ran to SEIYA, and I was like, oh, she's gonna be following you. And she's like, SEIYA, you have to stay away from Adanella. And I was like, oh, that means she's right there. And SEIYA was like, she's like been behind you the whole time. Here comes the good part. Here comes the good part. She goes up there with her sword and is talking about, I'm gonna show you the true, I think it was like eternal sword or something like that. And he just walked up all casual, like, yeah, how are you? How you been? He's like, yeah, your hair looks kind of messed up. You should comb it. And you freaking start patting her head and rubbing. And it was like a freaking wild dog being immediately tamed by a steak. Like, he just walked up there and started rubbing her head, and she just became cute immediately. It took the dude 15 seconds to have her go from psycho to adorable. I was like, dude, you out here slaying chicks, bro. Come on. Tell me your secrets. He's like, well, first, yeah, you've got to be handsome. Oh, well, I've already lost that one. I've already lost, man. Dang it. Yeah, but she immediately went back to her whole loving mode, and And then he was like, well, I'm gonna need you to get out of here because you're distracting me and upsetting me and bringing me down. So I need to be training. You need to go. And she was out. She just immediately was back in love again. Oh man, it was beautiful. This episode was amazing. Then you had that last scene with Metis licking that apple and biting it with those wonderful lips. Oh my goodness, this was a perfect episode. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, it was glorious. Anywho, all together, we got a full 5, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next episode. Because, man, we're gonna probably start off with Metis turning out to be insane. I'm assuming. You know, it might not happen. They might do something else, but that's what I'm assuming. They're gonna start off with her being all super cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and then the second half, they're gonna go back to the world that's in despair. And Rosalie's probably gonna be going off to fight or some junk because she's stupid. And then it's gonna be like, well, they were only gone for like an hour. Why was she that impatient and stupid? It probably has something to do with how you slapped her 15 times. I'm assuming this is my brain thinking of how the conversation next episode is gonna go. Just watch. That's how it's gonna be. Trust me. You can trust me. And trying to think. I'm thinking that they'll probably handle that demon within the episode too, and not even have to worry about it for another episode. Yep, that's what I believe. But this one, it was so good. I haven't had an episode that just let me not even say that. I was about to say I haven't had an episode that just made me feel this great in a while. No, it's only been like 2 weeks because the episode before last was way better than the one that happened last week. Although that one was still good, it was only one little part there that was stretched out over a whole episode is what I felt like. But this one had a lot packed into it. It was wonderful. Anywho, that's going to do it for this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Also, make sure to hit that like button. Just do it. Just do it. I will see you guys next time. Peace out and have a great day.